Before we begin, because I don't quite have the list yet of what order we're going in, let me explain what my role is here. My main role is to introduce all the candidates. Hopefully, if I mispronounce your names, because I'm not real good with names, please feel free to correct me. Secondly, I'm here to enforce a few minor rules, or major rules, depending upon which way you want to look at them. One is each candidate will be given 5 minutes to speak. The most important rule is each candidate is not allowed to speak about their opponents, what their positions are, what their opponents' positions are. We've had enough negative campaigning in the presidential election, in the recent congressional election, or the primary, I should say. So we're not going to have any of that this evening. We're going to hear what each candidate stands for, and then we can make an educated decision based upon their positions. If anyone gets off track, I will butt in. You can rest assured I will. I'm umpire for 37 years, so I'm not bashful. We will go to the Washington Township Road Commissioners. There are 2 individuals running, and by the draw, Mr. Steve Crowley will be first. Steve?
Good evening. My name is Steve Crowley, and I'm a candidate for Washington Township Road. Let me start that over, please. I'm sorry. Good evening. My name is Steve Crowley, and I'm a candidate for Washington Township Highway Commissioner. I'd like to begin my presentation this evening by thanking the Beecher Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. I'm very pleased to be here and have an opportunity to present myself and my vision for the future of Washington Township Highway Department. It brings me great joy to participate in this event. The Chamber of Commerce has shown their concerns for the community and provided a venue for a fair exchange of ideas and an opportunity for voters to learn more about the candidates that they have to choose from. I'd like to share some of my ideas of local government. I believe the township government should operate on a nonpartisan platform. It's my opinion that party politics have no place in an area of government that is comprised of the people, for the people. The very basic services that are provided are for the good of the community, should always have the best interest of the community in mind, and not be driven by a partisan platform that supports each other only because they stand under an umbrella of the same color. I believe that I possess the qualifications and the skills needed to provide the taxpayer of Washington Township with a professional and articulate highway commissioner. I've been involved in the service industry for 23 years as an elevator constructor. My career in this industry has given me the opportunity to bring a quality service to customers that rely on top quality and a commitment to safety. I have the skills necessary to operate in an open environment and understand the needs of the people and the right that they have to be heard. I intend to closely scrutinize the road and bridge budget with the intention of reducing wasteful spending, offering a better quality service, and maximizing the resources available, always looking for a way to reduce that highway department tax levy. It's my opinion that if you're charged for a service, that service should be provided at the highest level possible, and the taxpayer should see the value in the money that they provide. Now, having completed the introduction, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of the positive change that I can bring to our township. I have experience in providing a leadership role in many multi-million-dollar projects throughout my career. I bring to the table a wide range of skills that would benefit Washington Township Highway Department. I have experience and knowledge of project planning, time studies, environmental impact studies, and the ability to operate under the parameters of budget and time constraints. I have extensive knowledge and safety training that allowed me to understand and recognize the hazards that present themselves to the public and to the workers that provide the service of the Highway Department. I will deliver the taxpayer of Washington Township a more accountable Highway Department, a department that will be fiscally conservative with the road and bridge budget. I will make every dollar accountable to the taxpayer. I intend to create a highway department that's determined to provide a high-quality service. A new standard of service and professionalism will be delivered to Washington Township. A highway department that will take care of the natural beauty that our rural areas provide. The roadside growth and vegetation will be maintained at a high standard without any unnecessary destruction. A highway department that you will see on our roads every day, performing their jobs every day, and providing the service to the taxpayer. A highway department that will maintain vegetation and growth at intersections to provide safe view for our travelers and residents and visitors. A highway department that will deliver service throughout the year, whether the task at hand is the mowing of roadside grass, road repair, snow plowing, or the trimming of roadside trees. The standard of the highway department will surely meet your expectations. I intend to create a new level of transparency. This transparent highway department will be brought to you by way of better communication with residents. I will make available all information that is pertinent to the taxpayer while providing an avenue for residents to express their concerns and work together to provide viable solutions. I'd like to thank you for considering me in my candidacy. I'd like to extend an invitation to all of you in attendance for the opportunity to speak with me and ask questions about my candidacy. Please keep in mind that the election is on April 9, 2013, and when you step into the polling booth, please make the decision that's right for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I should mention, after we're finished, all the candidates will be available to answer any individual questions you may have. Mr. Meyer, Jared?
Thank you. I'm Jerry Meyer. I'd like to start out by saying thank you to Beecher Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this event to inform the voters and the candidates of their qualifications and their plan for the future of the Beecher area. I've lived in the Beecher area for over 50 years. I worked for Washington Township for the past 23. I'm married 29 years to my lovely wife Patty, who's in the audience. I have two daughters, Kristen and Allison. Kristen was married this year, works and lives in the community. My youngest daughter is also going to U of I in Champaign. I'm a member and an elder of the St. John Lutheran Church. I'm an active member of Beecher Chamber of Commerce. I'm a founding member of the Beecher 4th of July Commission and a Beecher Lions Club member. I just retired from the Creek Township Volunteer Fire Department after 32 years of serving the community as the rank of chief. I'm asking you to vote for me on April 9th as Highway Commissioner for these reasons. I have the experience with the township roads, and I have a plan to continue the improvement of Washington Township roads. I have upgraded over 30 miles of the 70-plus miles of roads that have been in the township. The upgrades been to tar and chip, some to stone road from dirt roads. We live in a rural community with all sorts of roadways out there. We have blacktop roads along with gravel roads, and yes, we even have some dirt roads out there yet. My goal is to continually try to upgrade them to all hard surface roads, but this takes time and money to do the job right. With the limited budget that we have to do, and that budget has to last all year, we can do what we can do with the means that we have. Some ways I am doing this is working with other government agencies to help with the work. In the past 4 years, we've worked with 2 other townships in the area with tar and chip. This saves the township a lot of money by working together and pooling our resources. And in turn, it saves money so we can do more roads. Other ways we save township money is we do over 90% of our own mechanical repair work is done in-house by township employees, saving shop time from outside contractors. The major repair work is done with help from the Will County engineer and with state specifications. In my 20-plus years of being a commissioner, I've always stayed within the budget that was set. The plan is to do the same in the years to come. I have worked closely with the Village of Beecher with the use of our township equipment and with township labor when needed arise, including with some help with water main issues and road projects. In my campaign for Highway Commissioner, I have asked for no money from any special interest groups or had any fundraiser efforts on my part. I believe that money should not be part of the campaign. I think a campaign should be on qualifications for the job and the best person for the job. With that, I ask you for your support at Washington Township Highway Commissioner on April 9th. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. We're now going to switch and we're going to go to the village trustee candidates. Next is Mr. Delgado.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is J.R. Delgado, and I'm a candidate for the village trustee. I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and the businesses and residents in attendance tonight, and all the candidates for representing themselves tonight. I think it's remarkable to see that you have candidates from all walks of life looking to get involved and make a difference in our community. I had a different speech prepared for this evening, one that highlighted my contributions to the community since Elizabeth and I started a family here in Beecher 12 years ago. I wanted to talk about my educational background, my professional experience, and my relationship building skills, all of which would provide a solid foundation to make immediate contributions to the village board. I wanted to talk about how the village would benefit from having representatives that bring differing opinions, encouraging healthy debates and discussions on all topics. I wanted to talk about the need for a good discussion on how we can revitalize the historic downtown district, be it through tax increment financing or otherwise. I wanted to mention that my fiscal responsibility has helped to ensure that the Beecher Youth Commission and Beecher Recreation, as treasurer, remain on solid footing. I wanted to talk about my contributions in turning around the reputation of Beecher Recreation with the help of some outstanding parents who shared my passion for transparency and open communication. I wanted to talk about how I've proven to be an advocate to protect all of the youth programs in our community. But after contemplating some disappointing incidents this weekend, I thought it'd be best to use my time to let you know how I plan to address the elephant in this room. This weekend, we did our best to involve as many residents as possible to help protect political signs for all candidates, and more importantly for our community's freedom of speech. We received hundreds of texts and emails and phone calls with words of encouragement, and not all were from our supporters, but they were supporters of fair play. I did receive one response from a resident that is not a candidate for office, nor did he express any support for any specific candidate. And as a candidate for village trustee, his response presents me with both a challenge and an opportunity. I'll quote, "Maybe the real true Beecher people don't want outsiders running this town." Now, I sincerely appreciated his response, but I did let him know that I was confused by it. As a Beecher resident for a third of my life, I asked him if he could help me understand what a real, true Beecher person was. I asked him to define the term outsider, because to me, this has always been Beecher. Not old, not new, not insider, not outsider. I value the input of neighbors who've been here for 1 week just as much as I do those who've been here for generations. When I'm donating the majority of my spare time to planning, implementing events, and keeping the books as treasurer for the two largest youth organizations in town, and donating my accounting guidance to the PTO and the preschool co-op, I think to myself, do I care that the children are from New Beecher or Old Beecher? Do I care that they're the families of insiders or outsiders? And the answer is no. The kids are our future, and it is they who will be impacted by the decisions that are made by the village, township, and school board governing bodies. The part of town that their family lives in, or how long their families lived in Beecher, is irrelevant. We planted roots in Beecher and have a vested interest in a unified community. And if elected, I push for more village-sponsored events that will bring us all together. Elizabeth and I built relationships with friends of all demographics, and I plan to leverage those relationships. For example, and I'm not sure that my dear friend Diane Schultz is in the audience, I will call Diane and I'll say, bring me 5 of your friends, and I'm going to bring 5 of mine, and let's all get together, go for a walk at the Fireman's Park, Sunday brunch, something to bring interaction between folks that may not interact on a regular basis. Thank you. In conclusion, I received some literature and endorsement this weekend, and it is encouraging to know that 16 years ago, Beecher residents chose not to focus on new versus old, insider versus outsider. The residents of 1987 elected a trustee that was a resident for only 1 year, and I hold out hope that the residents of 2013 will follow suit and cast their votes with the future in mind. And since I have a few seconds left, I'd like to take the time to thank Mr. Lohman for his leadership throughout the years. Mr. Lohman, you will not recall, but you visited my home less than 3 months after we moved in. You welcomed us to Beecher with open arms. You did not care that we were new, we were young, and we were from out of town. You were the only official to do this, and I truly respect you for that.
Next is Joe Durante.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the village's Beecher of Commerce for hosting this event tonight and giving me and all these other candidates an opportunity to speak with you on our ideas and thoughts of this election that's to come and our plans and ideas, and hopefully making this village prosper and successful. I'm Joe Durante. My wife and I, Becky, 3 kids, Dominic, Grace, and Vincent, moved into Beecher about 4.5 years ago. I was born and raised in Park Forest and grew up on strong family values and a strong sense of community. I remember going out playing in the neighborhoods and my parents telling me to come home and the streetlights come on, and that was about it. And back then, the community basically looked after each other. And I have that sense here, and that's why we moved here, and that's why I pushed my wife to come to Beecher. We had an opportunity to go elsewhere, and I felt very strong about moving here after doing a lot of research and realizing that this town is just a great tight-knit group of people, and the community's there, and it's holds a promising future for our kids as far as developing as a whole. I'm a union fireman for the village of Morton Grove. I've been a fireman for going on almost 12 years now. I've had the privilege of working on other fire departments in this area, Park Forest, Richland Park, and Creek Township, where I've had the chance to serve residents a lot of times on their worst days, and I swore an oath to these residents that I would do whatever it took to help them, serve them, protect their life, property, and so forth. I know what it takes to serve a community. I know what it takes to dedicate my time to people. And with working with these villages and fire departments, it's not only just being a fireman. The fire department, we not only drive fire engines and ambulances and put out fires and help people who are sick, but we also have internal operations that we take care of on our own. We deal with tax-bodied money and decide how it's spent. Big budgets as far as large purchasing. I sit on several of these boards currently at my fire department and come up and create some of these budgets as far as vehicles and other things that are purchased with the fire department. Those decisions, along with our officers, our fire chief, are made. I also am one of the head guys in our fire department who is involved with our fundraising committee. I truly believe that staying in touch with the community and helping others is important. We do a lot of fundraising for our community as far as food drives, toy drives. You'll have to excuse my attire. Actually, right now, this evening, we're holding a fundraiser event right now, so I had to drive home because I wanted to participate in this night. I felt strongly about it, but we're actually having a fundraiser as we speak, and I'll be heading back up there when we're done here. I feel strongly about giving back to the community, especially where I live. I see a promising future for Beecher, and I think we can all, it's safe to agree that development is coming, and we need to capitalize on it. I'm a very level-headed person, and open-minded, and I'm capable of making decisions in the best interest of the residents. Going door to door and getting petitions signed, I had residents, welcome my interest for trustee with open arms. They would like to see some change, and not that any of the past board members or mayors haven't been doing good things, because, like I said, this is why we moved here. But I just want to have a voice in the decision making as far as the progress of our community, how it's developed, the way money's being spent, and I'm willing to put whatever it takes, time, effort, sweat, to just make our town grow and make it successful and make a good community for our kids to come. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate you coming out, and look forward to answering any questions that you might have for me after this.
Candidates for village president. First up is Greg Szymanski.
Thank you. Good evening. As he said, I am Greg Szymanski. I am one of two candidates for the office of village president or mayor for the village of Beecher. I am retired. I retired after a 40-year career in law enforcement. I've had titles of chief of police, deputy chief of police, and I was a director of a combined 911 dispatch center. I have a master's degree in criminal justice. I have attended the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. I've also attended the School of Police Staff and Command at Northwestern University in Evanston. My family and I moved to Beecher approximately 17 years ago. My son, my daughter, graduated from Beecher Elementary School and Beecher High School. About 10 years ago, someone that's now a dear friend of mine, I call him Mr. Beecher, or Mr. Volunteer, Mr. Beecher, one of the same. He approached my family, my wife and I, and he told me what organizations he belonged to within the village, what they gave back to the community. He asked us to get involved. From that, we joined the Beecher Lions Club. I am currently the president of the Beecher Lions Club. We both joined the Beecher 4th of July Commission. I am in charge of day and evening entertainment. I am also in charge of the food building. So if your French fries come out a little wilted, it's not my fault, somebody else's fault. We also got involved. My wife works in the village. She joined the Chamber of Commerce approximately 10 years ago. She encouraged me to get involved in the Chamber of Commerce, and we're currently both offer our time at all the events that they have within the village of Beecher. Why do I want to be village president, or what's otherwise known as the mayor? When I was 18 years old, I began my law enforcement career because I wanted to help people. I like helping people. About 6 years ago, I decided to try and help people in a little bit of a different way. I wanted to get something back to the community, a community which has given so much to my family. I decided to run for village trustee. I am currently on my second term, my 6th year as village trustee. I have served on the Finance Committee, Streets and Alleys Committee, Sewer and Water Committee, and the Public Safety Committee. But now that I'm retired, I have a lot more time, sometimes, and I want to kick it up a notch, take it to the next level, and like my law enforcement career, continue to help people, continue to help you, the residents, the businesses, organization, churches, commissions. I want to help you, the residents and village of Beecher. The past and current village board has worked very hard as a team to bring you a balanced budget with an A+ credit rating. The current village board has also worked very hard as a team to repair streets, water mains, sidewalks, and provide you with necessary services such as the police and the fire departments. Public Works Department. That's the old place. Anyways, They have worked as a team to provide you with entertainment or things to do, such as the 4th of July Commission and the Beecher Youth Commission. They have even worked as hard as a team to provide you with flowers and banners to beautify the community. There are many people in the room that have volunteered their times towards those commissions. I applaud you, and I thank you for what you've done. You're very talented at what you do and how you do it, and I appreciate that. I am asking you for support because I want to be the captain of your team. A team that consists of not only the village board, but a team that starts from the village president, the village board, its staff, its commissions, and the volunteers, and most importantly, a team that's you. You are part of that team. You have to be part of the team, otherwise we can't do this job without you, without your input, without your support. As village president, I would like to encourage the village board to discuss the following items in the future. Specifically, modify the master plan to address the Iliana Expressway. If we ignore it, the Iliana Expressway may not provide the benefits that we need for financial help in the future. If we do modify the plan and we prepare for it, it may provide us the economic growth that we need to help our taxes, to help our services, and so on and so forth. I also would like the village board to discuss your taxes, improve the quality of life, and possibly even silence the train horns which wake us up in the middle of the nights. But I emphasize to you, if we are able to accomplish that, we are not asking you to spend any one dime to do that.
Jonathan Purse.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Kaporis, and I'm a candidate for village president. I've been married to my wife, Lisa, for 10 years, and we have 2 boys, Jacob and Jimmy, ages 8 and 6. We have been residents in this community for 10 years. My civic involvements include chairman of the Beecher Youth Commission, member of the 4th of July Commission, volunteer coach for baseball, soccer, basketball, den leader for Cub Scouts. And it has also been my pleasure to serve on the village board as a trustee for the past 2 years. Some may ask, is this too soon to run for village president? Is he too young to be our village president? Well, I think these are great questions. First, I feel as though my 2 years on the board, along with my extensive coursework in finance and administration while attending Western Illinois University, have prepared me for this position. I have a personal theory and belief on government, that there should be term limits. What the limit is, it's debatable. I personally feel 3 terms is enough time for an elected official to prove leadership and guidance to keep the village headed in the right direction. Politics is not a marathon. I feel it is a relay race. You should give it a full sprint with everything you have for your time. And you should have the elected office prepared and ready for the next elected official to take that baton and keep running. Now, as for the question on age, I feel my age is an advantage. I have lots of energy to direct into this position. Additionally, I'm personally in touch with the needs of young families in our community, having 2 young children in the school district. That said, I also know and understand the pressing needs of seniors in our community. My parents are of the baby boomer generation. They are retiring and facing the challenges of rising taxes and cost of living increases while being on a fixed income. I see this every day in my own home as my mother-in-law lives with us. She is a widow on a fixed income. One of our largest issues facing our community, if not the largest, is property taxes. I am proud to stand here and say that I'm the only trustee that can tell you that I have voted for a 0% tax levy increase for the last 2 years in a row. I understand that in this tough economic climate, people are making sacrifices daily. I can promise you that I will continue this fight for our residents and be willing to roll my sleeves up and do the work that is required to avoid raising taxes on our residents. There are a couple of different ways we can accomplish this. We need to evaluate all departments and look for ways to become more efficient. Of course, the safety of our kids in our community would be top priority. We also need to search for and embrace economic development. Economic development can add to the total EAV and ease the burden on the residential taxpayer. I am personally tired of hearing about Crete getting a new business or Piatone getting new businesses. We need to be competitive with our neighboring communities. These are important things that need to be addressed. If we have to create a TIF district, then we should have lively discussions on that. For the audience that are unfamiliar with tax increment financing, it is a vehicle that municipalities use to attract businesses by establishing a fund from property tax that can be used only to redevelop the TIF district area. We need sustainable revenues, and to obtain these, we must be competitive. Another important issue to me is the school resource police officer. With 2 children in school, in my opinion, it is critical that we reinstate this position. The former SRO is still employed with the Beecher Police Department and is our juvenile officer. The relationships that are developed between that officer and the students is instrumental in assuring a safe community. That is something that I will be addressing in our budget workshop, which we have coming up this Monday. The last thing I would like to address is the village motto, for those of you that don't know it. It is a proud past, a promising future. The Beecher Mausoleum, the Depot Museum, the Veterans Memorial, Fireman's Park, and traditions such as the 4th of July celebration are shining examples of the blood, sweat, steel, brick, and mortar that represent the first half of this motto, a proud past. It is now time to elect representatives that will make a commitment to the second half of our motto. Now more than ever, it is critical to ensure Beecher has elected officials in place that are progressive-minded and forward-thinking. In this election, we have the opportunity to begin cementing in stone the groundwork for the second half of our motto, a promising future. Thank you.